Hello, Aries. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general tarot reading for Aries for the month of October 2025. Try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Aries, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we have a Four of Cups. This is going to be a good indicator for the month, I think, because this to me feels like October is going to be an easier month for you. This is a card of luxury. This is the card of kind of like temporarily like kicking back and just kind of like healing, restoring your energy, recuperating from something, okay? If you've been experiencing a lot of chaos and a lot of like really, really hard work, I feel like this is us moving into a time of a little bit more ease, okay? This is a card, too, that kind of says, like, maybe September was a bit of a storm for you, okay? Then October will become shelter from that storm, okay? This is comfort. This is enjoying the good things of life, okay? This is tasting the fruit of our work, yeah? So I think for a lot of you, this is going to be a month of a little bit more reflection, a little bit more ease, a little bit more relaxation. Okay. The problem with the Four of Cups, of course, is that we want to get stuck here because this feels good. We don't want to leave. Yeah. But I feel like it's going to be a good month for for staying home. It's going to be a good month for trying to enjoy the little things, trying to enjoy the small moments, trying to sort of heal, rest, recover from the month that we've had. Okay. I think this is a good card for kind of reaching out to your friends and family and spending quality time, okay, with the people that you love. I think this is also about self-care. This is about stability, okay, physical stability, but mostly kind of an emotional stability, okay. Some of you might be really coming out of a pretty stormy period in life. Well, this card is really showing great things for October in terms of calm, in terms of peace, okay? In terms of maybe having more free time and really like using that free time, I was going to say productively, but not productively, but using it wisely, yeah, in order to kind of take care of yourself. Yeah, I like that. Let's put this card into some context. Let's see what else is going on. We have a Four of Swords as well. Very good. We have a Six of Pentacles. We have a Chariot in the background here. That makes sense to me. We have a Seven of Wands. We have the Magician. I like that. Over here we have the Eight of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, Two of Swords, and another Four. A Four of Wands. So to me, yes, it feels like October is going to be a time for kind of a slowdown in terms of your activities and your responsibilities and all of the things that you feel like you have to get done in life. I feel like it's kind of like a little bit of a rest, a little bit of a calm before the next storm hits. You know what I mean? So I think that this is a very good omen to have all these fours. Yeah. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. What we gotta, see now a volunteer card, Five of Cups. So that makes perfect sense here, going from a 5 to a 4. There was a storm. There was some tumultuous events happening in the prior weeks. Okay, so September, and earlier than that, there was some turbulence. This will be our mystery card. We'll put it here with our little sea turtle friend. We're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together and it will give us the confirmation that we need. If you have a prediction, please drop it in the comments below. As we look around the room here, we see major arcana in the past, major arcana in the future. But in the present, we see rest. We see you choosing to sort of take a break from things, okay? Utilizing some downtime here, securing some free time for yourself, the Four of Swords especially. So we have our majors, we have fire, we have water and a little more water. We have some good air cards, and we have some really good earth cards. Okay. Now the Four of Swords is sort of, you know, the work for you to do this month. And this is a card of resting. This is a card of pause. This is a card of recovery. Take this month to sort of step back, reflect, restore your energy, both of these fours and the Four of Wands too, but especially these, because it's saying that we have to intentionally claim our rest periods, our meal periods, our break time, you know. So the Four of Swords is about creating that magical circle of protection around you so that you can take the break, so that you can heal, so that you can be still, so that your heart and your mind can return to a balanced, quiet, calm, peaceful state. Okay? So I think for a lot of you, the last few weeks have been crazy. Okay? Maybe there's been a lot of productivity, there's been a lot of work, there's been a lot of drama, there's been a lot of intensity. Right now it seems like things are just going to get easier. Not that things are going to stop. And it doesn't mean that you're going to get a whole month off from work or anything. That would be nice, wouldn't it? No, but I think things are going to be much more calm, smooth. Things are just going to flow. Okay? Things are going to be, ultimately, you know, October might be pretty uneventful for you. At least the beginning, middle of October might be pretty kind of boring. And maybe that's a good thing, because the fours, they like boring, you know? And I guess the idea there is don't go seeking problems if there aren't any. Okay, if things are going pretty good, let them be just pretty good. There's plenty of work still to do, and there's plenty that you will be required to engage with, you know, toward the end of the month. We could look at the reading as sort of going into the beginning of October. You're kind of dry. You're bringing your chariot home, and it probably is a little bit banged up, you know, from being out on the road, okay? But this is kind of a return home energy. So with the fours here, I kind of feel like your heart and your mind are settling down, that we're coming in from the storm, we're coming in from the weather. And that Four of Swords is, you know, taking the break, taking the mental break, the emotional break. If some of you are in a romantic relationship right now, maybe a good time for you to take a little bit of time, just a little bit of time for yourself in order to just calm down and let things settle in, okay? This to me feels like it is a little bit solitary in nature, okay? If this is more about work and career stuff for you, I think that the last few weeks have been really busy, a lot of work, maybe a lot of headaches. And I think that going into October, you're going to see things just kind of settle down, you know, that things just seem like they feel easier. And this is about you really taking advantage of that. Make things easier. Don't make things harder for yourself. We had a Seven of Wands up there. Make things as easy as possible for you, because you need to take this time, because I kind of feel like when we get towards Halloween, you know, and into November, I feel like things are going to shoot right back up to a busyness. So maybe that there's a little bit of a lull, right? A little bit of a downturn of things. Take advantage of that. If things are a little bit slow at work, take that time to spruce up your desk. Take that time to, you know, bond with other people a little bit more, or take that time to even just sort of refresh yourself on your knowledge base or something, or, you know, whatever you might want to do. But it's, don't go around looking for problems, I think is the message there. So the Four of Swords is, I think, very good. It's about keeping away the drama. And it may really be a message for you this month to say, kind of know where your boundaries are. Know when you have to kind of like park the car and just say, I'm done for today, you know? I think a lot of you are probably always ready to help others, you know? Always ready to sort of jump in and be of service. I think that this card is saying, for October, make it a point to sort of turn the sign from open to closed. Yeah, put up the do not disturb sign in your life. In some aspect, I feel that's very necessary, because I feel that with some of these other energies, if you don't set the boundary, people will always be crossing that boundary. People will always think that you're open and ready and available. So this is about being a little bit more unavailable, right? This is you about kind of being more scarce. And it could be, you know, upping your value by not always being available for everybody. Okay? And I think that your heart and your mind need that right now. I mean, we got both of those cards together in the first part of your reading. I think it's a big message here that we need to slow down. We need to intentionally make time to not be involved in everything else, and to rest, and to bring things back to a stillness. Because that's where healing's going to come from. Okay. Let's keep going, yeah. We have now a 6 of Pentacles under the surface here. And this is in the position of kind of what's in your heart, right? This is what your heart really wants. Your heart wants success. Your heart wants, stability, prosperity. You want gains. You want steady improvement. You know, you want to reap the rewards of your work. You want to be part of a winning team, you know. And I think that this is sort of driving you to always be active, to always be working. You got that. I mean, this is kind of a perfect reading for Aries, really, right? You've got that initiative. Yeah, because your heart really wants this kind of success. For some of you, this is your career goals or your work goals, or your financial goals. You'll have to excuse my voice. I'm getting over a flu, and my voice seems like it's getting worse every day. But anyway, let me take a drink here. You'll have to excuse me. Okay, a little hot lemon water does the trick. The 6 of Pentacles here. Okay, this is what we want. We want the success. Yeah. And I think that you're really, you're in quite an ambitious time in your life where you're trying to get things done. Now, I don't know if this is just finances. Maybe this is your physical health. Maybe this is about you really wanting this kind of perfect harmony of your physical well-being, right? Your fitness. Even still, the 4s tend to dominate the reading, right? So you want this success. You want the wins. You want the gains. You want to enjoy the returns. And I think that this is you really understanding that a rest period is necessary. Okay? And I think October is going to be that month where you are going to pay attention not so much to what fights you have to fight in order to get the win, but what the rest periods are going to actually do for you. Because you have to give yourself time to recuperate if you're going to go back out into the world and fight. Okay? So this isn't quitting. This isn't a retreat or a surrender. This is just like kind of powering up. Okay? But the 6 of discs here, this is really that, you know, for some of you, this is going to be the workplace productivity. This is going to be the financial success. This is going to be the sort of teamwork. Yeah, that you are a team player, even though in October, Aries, it feels like you're kind of being a team of one. That you're setting a boundary, and that boundary is going to help you get this success, because you don't want to burn yourself out. You don't want to get resentful or anything like this. You need to have time to slow down in order for you to achieve maximum sort of rewards, you know, to get all the success that you're after. And that's what this card is. It's material success. So whatever your goals are in life, you want to achieve them, I bet, right? I'm pretty sure you do. And so keeping in mind that sometimes slowing down and resting, giving yourself time to recuperate, is the way to do it. Okay? And that brings us over to kind of last month's energy, which to me is the Five of Cups and the Chariot. The Chariot is that willpower and that discipline. This was your determination. This was your steady progress. So again, last month, hard work. Last month, pulled out all the stops. You were working hard, disciplined, focused. Yeah. You were really like maxing out your chariot. Pedal to the metal kind of stuff. Yeah. And this was your drive forward. And I think now you're realizing that you kind of have to make that pit stop sometimes. You have to fix up the chariot, take care of your body. This is the vehicle, the chariot is our body, right? And so to me, it could be a physical discipline. It could be that you've been keeping a very like early schedule, a very like regimented life, that you've been not indulging in yourself. You haven't been taking a bunch of free time. Free time is that's when you sleep, right? That's when you lie down and sleep and take a nap. That's what free time is for me. And so I feel like this was really hardcore. Yeah, and I feel like it was strenuous, taxing, and for some of you, this is going to be a physical fitness thing, right? It may have to do with your health, and maybe that you've been pushing yourself way too far. It's like my voice. It's like, obviously, I got to rest my voice, right? Because I want to continue to use it. If I just keep using it with this kind of discipline, this hardcore kind of determination, and this push and this drive forward, I'm going to lose it. So this reading is as much for me as it is for you, I think. I'm claiming this one too. I'm going to go rest after this. But this is that, this is kind of confirming that last month was very, very productive. And I think it was very tumultuous. I think it was a lot of wins, a lot of losses, a lot of getting, like you're probably rolling into your driveway and your chariot is quite banged up. And it's time for that. It's time to sort of bring it in for the pit stop. Okay. And of course, the Five of Cups back here too is really, it's a card of disappointment. But I think what it is saying that it's been kind of a roller coaster. Because see, there's abundance that's been spilled, but then there's also love behind you. So it kind of feels to me like this card is about the roller coaster of the last few weeks for you. So for some of you, this is going to be the romantic life. For some of you, this is going to be your schoolwork. For some of you, this is going to be your career or your job or your creative life. For some of you, this is going to be your physical fitness or something like that, right? This energy applies to whatever you need it to in your life. But I feel like it's been an emotional up and down roller coaster kind of thing for you. And it makes sense that now you're going to kind of say, I need a timeout. I need to take a weekend or a day or this month we're going to intentionally make it a little bit less busy. Okay. And that's part of our 4, because the 4 is mental energy, right? And this is like we need to create those boundaries and limits, not so much for other people. We could put up the do not disturb sign. We don't have to answer our phone. I don't have to answer the text messages. But my own limits, I got to set boundaries for myself that says, okay, I can't do 10 readings in a day. I got to dial it back to like 3 or 4. And that's what we're doing with this. You're finding ways that you can make October a little bit easier. After Halloween, go ahead, balls to the wall again, okay? But for the majority of October, try to find ways to slow things down. If you don't have to do it, if you don't have to do that in any particular day, push it until tomorrow. Push it until next month. So it's, kind of saying take care of the core things. Obviously, you got to go to work, got to go to school, got to take care of the kids, got to, feed the pets and the plants. But don't do the extra stuff if you're not really feeling it. Because you have a tendency, Aries, to push yourself too hard. Okay? And up top here, what's on your mind? 7 of Wands. What's on your mind? How you can push yourself harder. Like that's what, because what you want in your heart is that success. You want the wins. And so what's on your mind is, how can I fight harder? Right? 7 of Wands. How can I, how can I continue to push? How can I stand my ground? How can I, just in the face of all these odds, even though we might be feeling more tired and run down, and it's kind of like, if your voice is starting to go out, but you're just saying, I got to do more. How can I got to find a way to do 5 more readings today, and you're always trying to find a way to push yourself because you're always looking, this is what you want in your heart right now. Yeah. And that's a very good thing. This is what, if everybody had your ambition, oh my gosh, I couldn't imagine what the world would be like, But you have to know when to take a rest. It's like you're at the gym and you're just going to keep pumping iron all day, all night. Well, you have to take a rest day too. Otherwise, the energy can't consolidate. It can't crystallize. Okay? So this is something that you need to be aware of, because this is the card that is literally on your mind. And this is you with this passion to keep pushing forward. How can I make more progress? How can I take more steps up the mountain? And I kind of feel like some of you may feel like you're hitting a wall. That expression. It's kind of like, even though you're pushing as hard as you can, it's like nothing's really budging. And so it might be really a way that says, it might be that kind of energy that is telling you to take it easy, to pull back a little bit. We're not quitting. We're not waving the white flag or throwing in the towel. We're not giving up. What we're saying is, I'm going to sit down. I'm going to do some deep breathing. I'm going to meditate. I'm going to eat some healthy food. I'm going to relax and watch some YouTube. Do a little online shopping. I'm going to come back to it in a couple weeks and I'm going to bust it up. And because this seems to me like it's maybe like a blockage. It seems like it is an obstacle that we've been pushing against. It's kind of like we've been banging our head against a wall for a long time. The 4 of Wands, Cups, and Swords is saying, it's time to stop banging our head against the wall. Let the headache go away, so we can come back to it even harder. It may be October is naturally a low period for some of you in your work or your career, or maybe in your YouTube stuff. It may be a natural kind of lull. Ride that low, and enjoy it and make the most of it. And use that time to, to meditate more, to indulge in things that you enjoy more. Treat yourself. Let's make October, treat yourself month, right? We got to think of a nice catchphrase for that. So it makes sense that it's kind of difficult for you to do that. And it may be that might be the big challenge for you, is to keep your mind from always going back up to, I got to get up, I got to push more, I got to fight more. I feel like you have a hard time sitting down and resting and relaxing. Okay. Now, in the future position, you've got your Magician card. This is towards the end of the month, the end of October, and into the following month. Okay. To me, it feels like you're going to be entering into the final week of October and into November with a lot of good ideas, with a lot of a lot more stamina, a lot more tools in your toolbox. I kind of feel like you are you're healing here with the 4s, okay? And that's going to allow you to push yourself and stretch yourself even more in the months to come. Kind of feel like you're taking a rest now in order to consolidate power, mental and emotional power, so that you can use that power to push into November. And November can be all the harvest, right? And it may be that you have something very important coming up in November for you. Yeah, a very big sort of performance, or a very big, there's an important date where you've got to really be on, And so maybe that it really is important that October is just kind of a rest, relax, chill kind of month, because there's something very big happening in November for you. This is a card of kind of using your talents, using your tools, using your magic to make magic, to create the abundance, okay? Using your magic then to get the gold, to get the win, to get the success that you're after in life. Yeah. So I feel like this is a good month for you to rest, bottom line. Because towards the end of October and into November, there's going to be a lot of demand. You're going to have to be wearing a lot of hats, okay? The magician has all the hats, has all the uniforms, is going to have to be a lot of things to a lot of people. So take advantage of October and its kind of downtime, because it's going to get really busy again, okay? Now, we're going to talk about the path of the serpent. You have the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is a very good energy for sort of, cultivation. And before I did your reading, I kind of had I was meditating. Before I do the readings, I sit and I do my deep breathing and I meditate a little bit. And I had a vision of the Hanged Man, And that's interesting. It's not often that I'll get just a spontaneous vision of a tarot card before a reading, but I saw the Hanged Man for you. And it makes sense now that I'm seeing the spread, because the Eight of Pentacles to me is that card of cultivation, obviously, right? And I feel that the Hanged Man is really saying that, look, it's not time, this isn't a month for you to be focused on the external cultivation. It's a time for you to sort of cultivate, consolidate, rest, and sort of nurture and heal the interior. Yeah. And so that makes sense. This is a card of patience. This is the card of prudence, right? This is the card of like less is more. Yeah. This is the card of sort of tending to something's, basic needs. It's a month for careful, detailed, interior work. Slow down is the message of the Eight of Pentacles, right? Slowing down so that we don't burn out. This is that part of the race where you're being told to just walk or just jog lightly. It's that part of the race, right? And then next month, you're going to be sprinting again. Okay, so this is a nice leisurely stroll. I don't think it's going to be an unproductive month for you at all. I think it's going to be a month of feeling like you're regaining strength, like you're rebuilding yourself, like your muscles are repairing themselves, your heart and your mind are becoming fortified, and it's almost like you're preparing for something. Yeah. Sometimes the Eight of Pentacles is, we're going through this very slow, repetitive sort of day-to-day thing. And again, with the fours and the eight here, it may feel like October is kind of boring. I kind of feel like you need boring right now, though. Yeah. I feel like the Eight of Pentacles is boring, maybe, because it's just repetitive. It's just like another day, just kind of doing the same thing. Nothing exciting happens. But I feel like what you're doing is you're preparing for something big. I think November is going to be friggin' amazing, off the charts, Aries. And it's going to require that you have the resources that you need. So this might even be October. Low spending, budget your energy, tighten your belt a little bit, because November is going to be off the wall. Okay? And so with this as your general energy, I feel like this is what it needs to be. And this is your, when you are getting that sort of impulse to fight and to I want something, I want to go find a battle somewhere. I think you're able to hold yourself back and focus on that sort of personal cultivation and slowing down and just being very, very careful with your energy for October. Now, you'll have to forgive me. I keep hitting the cough button. If you notice that the audio drops out, it's because I'm coughing, and I don't want to offend you with that vulgarity, so I hit the cough button anyway. Your next card, the Queen of Swords. It's in your relationships. So if we're talking about relationships for October, I feel like it's an important month for you to be very honest and very clear with your partner, with your friends, with your family members. Okay, it's a time for discernment. It's a card, this is a card of independence, really, right? Speak plainly with the people around you. So if you are kind of setting boundaries or limits on things, if you are trying to just say, look, I'm not doing a bunch of extra stuff this month, I'm trying to take it easy this month. Okay? I'm preparing for something in November, Paul said, so I don't know what it is, but it's big. Be very direct and very clear with how you communicate with people this month. October, very important. Okay? It's a month for honesty and clear speech. It's a month for you to assert your independence. And in a way, this is kind of like taking a step back. You're rising above all the storms. You see, that's what the queen is. That's why, she's in the sky. She's looking down on the ocean and all of its waves, all of its 5 of cups, all the waves, all of the turbulence of the ocean, right? The queen has risen above that and is looking down and seeing all that drama and just thinking, I need a breather. This is a moment to catch your breath. October is the month for you to take a long, deep inhale and a slow exhale. That's what the month is. Because then, guess what? You're diving right back down into the tumult. Okay? Speak plainly in October. In your relationship, that's going to be very, very important. There might also be an older female energy that is going to play a significant role in your life in October. Okay? I'm kind of feeling like they might be a Gemini. Yeah, do you know a Gemini? I feel like there's an older female Gemini in your life. I'm getting that vibe anyway. This kind of came to me. The next card is the 2 of Swords. And this is sometimes, it's sometimes the difficulty. Sometimes this is the fear, the worry, the concern of life, okay? And this is maybe the hope, because this is a card of peace. This is a card of balance. This is the card of, having a mind that is not reaching and not excited, not looking for a battle, right? We said the 7 of Wands is what's on your mind. The 2 of Swords is saying what we really want is to be at peace. And this is that card is saying, I'm not stressed about anything in October. It's a stress-free October. We got to think of a good catchphrase. Help me out in the comments. Aries, what's a good catchphrase for October? Sober October, sober-minded October. No, I don't know. But it's a peaceful mind. It's not a mind that is caught up in drama. It's not stress. It's a no stress, well, I guess no stress November would be good too, but this is October, so never mind. To me, the fear is that even when there is this downtime, even when you're intentionally trying to slow down, that there will still be this impulse to seek out problems to fix. This is you going around in the form of a hammer, thinking everything's a nail, and every problem that's out there needs you to fix it. Okay, this is saying, I'm on vacation. I'm taking a psycho holiday here. I'm taking a mental break. I've got my do not disturb sign on. I've got the out to lunch, sort of sign on my soul right now. And I'm not taking any orders. I'm not taking any stress. I'm not taking anything new on board. Yeah. This is peace. Okay. This is, it's also decision making. Okay. So I think it's really talking again about being discerning, about what you're going to give your energy to this month. Be very careful. Don't just give your energy to everything that may need it or want it. Be very careful with what you choose. And try to choose more calm, peace, relax type of things. Somebody says, hey, you want to go paintballing? No. You want to go fishing? Yeah, maybe. Or maybe it's vice. Maybe paintballing is more relaxing to you. I don't know. I've never been paintballing, actually. Though I have shot paintball guns, it's never officially in a game like that. I like laser tag, though. But maybe that's more peaceful for you. Because remember, the Four of Cups is a card of luxury. Do things this month that are going to feel good. Choose yourself. Choose luxury. Choose peace. Choose calm, quiet places. Okay. This is a month for easy relationships and gentle cooperation. And even if you're speaking plainly to your people and speaking honestly and clearly, it's kind of like there's really not much need for a lot of discussion about things. I feel like your mind is not working on anything. The gears aren't turning so much. And maybe it's, you know, when you close your eyes, it's just, you know, it's crickets. I mean, that's what we need. You know, maybe it sounds silly, but I think it's important that you try to cultivate that a little bit this month. I do feel like November is going to be very hectic for you. So this would be good, okay? I think you're getting ready for something very important in November. This is the month for chill, for peace, for balance. It's kind of like if somebody has a different opinion than you, instead of you arguing, you're just going to say, yeah, fine, you're right. Yeah, whatever you say, that's the truth. I don't care. You know, you're not really looking for drama. You're not looking for entanglements. Yeah. And I think this is a very important card in the spread, because I think it's saying that you don't have this need in October. You don't have this need to be right. Aries, you don't have a need to be correct all the time. At least for October, right? There's not a need to be correct. You can let somebody else believe what they want to believe, as long as you can maintain your centeredness and your peacefulness and your peace of mind. The Two of Swords is literally called peace. And this is you sleeping like a baby. Because it's like you're not stressed out. It's kind of your Big Lebowski here, you know? It's like, yeah, whatever you want to believe is fine. Whatever you want to do, I don't care. You know, it's like you're not going to stress out, well, what should we have for dinner? I don't know. Pull my hair out. Nah, I'll eat whatever. I feel like there's a real nonchalance that's due for you for October. I think it's going to be good. It's going to be very restorative. Okay. Now at the end here, the overarching path of your life, the long-term future destiny here, the bigger arc ahead, we see a Four of Wands, and that's a card of completion. It's a card of cycles. So I kind of feel like this is, it's you understanding that life is going to happen in these kinds of cycles, okay? This is another card that says, take the pause. Enjoy what you've built. Enjoy the things, enjoy the progress that you've already made. Take advantage of the downtime, because the cycle is going to start again. Okay. Some of you may be experiencing, you know, in October, it may be that you have already accomplished a lot. Or it may be like there's already an end to a big project that's taken place. And now this is the card's way of saying, don't just jump immediately into the next project. Take some time to just enjoy the afterglow of the win that you received or the progress that you've made. Okay. Enjoy this month as the pit stop, where you're getting new tires, you're going to get a car wash, you're going to get some snacks, you're going to use the bathroom, you're going to rest, you watch a little TV, and then things will pick up again, and this is going to be moving fast, okay? So again, this is kind of a card suggesting that this is a month of relief and comfort, enjoying the progress that you've made, not looking for drama, not looking for entanglements, not looking to be right, not wanting to make decisions. Maybe that's why the Two of Swords is in the position of what you don't want. You don't want to have to decide everything this month. You're just saying, I don't care what we have for dinner. Can somebody else pick? Maybe you're the one that always has to decide everything. And so now it's just, no, I don't want to pick everything, you know? Let other people make some decisions this month so you can just have a little peace of mind. Read a good book. Finish that movie that you've been trying to watch for weeks now, but can't seem to find the time to sit down and watch your show, you know? Do those things for yourself that feel good and feel restorative. They don't have to feel productive. Right? Four of Cups, luxury, not necessity. Let's look at the mystery card. This is going to be the guide, the final guidance, the advice, the higher wisdom. Gosh, I don't know. Maybe the Emperor card, you know. If you have a prediction, please put it in the comments. Let's see what we have. 10 of Pentacles. Beautiful. This to me feels like really the guidance, you know, the reminder that says, think of the long term. Think of the longevity. What are you really trying to do long term with your life? What is the life that you're creating? This is your best life. This is everything that you want in life. This is the high definition version of your life, where you can see the fibers on the shag carpet and the bubbles in the wallpaper. This is everything you want in life. And it's your long-term goal. This is the vision of the long term, okay? So really, it's the card's way of saying, understand your long-term trajectory, and you'll understand why this month needs to be the rest month, okay? Because it's going to go through cycles. But what you're creating is that long-term success, that long-term sort of best life. You're creating the good life. You're creating wealth, stability, and legacy. Okay, these are your long-term results. And if you're focused on this bigger picture, long-term results, then yeah, resting periodically is very important. Whether this is your physical fitness goals, saying, yeah, well then, you know, if I want to have a long-term future, we can't just push ourselves till we burn out. You can't just sprint the whole way. At some points during the race, you're going to have to slow down and just walk leisurely. And then at other points, you're going to be sprinting again. Okay. So I think as you keep your eyes set on the long-term bigger picture, it's going to make it very clear why this is an important energy for October. Okay. Now I want to thank you for being here. We're going to do an extended reading. Leave a comment, and hit the like button too. That really helps out the channel. I appreciate that. I'll see you over at the extended reading. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you. I love you. We're all in this together.